Okay, when you are ready, please begin. Yuxiang. 微想. After Yi? Yuxiang, right? Correcting me now.
Mr. Speaker, the government is not saying that this is an incentive. They are saying that it is an incentive to take care of the parents. And like they have said, it is an Asian culture to actually take care of their parents. Wouldn't these two statements by the government has it actually contradict what they are actually proposing, Mr. Speaker? And then I would like to ask the government that how are they going to scrutinize this? How are they going to bring this plan to say? We say about taking care of parents. What if the parents are not sick? Do the government then actually pay them all the 3 meals, the cost of all the 3 meals? And what if, and in Singapore, especially with this high per capita income, I believe that the citizens in Singapore have their own capacity to pay for these bills. And like we say, the old folks home is actually the best alternative. It is because they have the money to pay, and because they have no time, there's this urgency and this need to actually to work to actually get income, no sir. And then they will say that it is more expensive for the government in terms of old folks. But actually, what in status quo that actually it is the children who are paying for all this. There's no additional burden. And then there are actually campaigns in national TV to say that there are actually enough campaigns. No sir, there are actually enough campaigns on national TVs to say that on dramas perhaps on national channels like Channel 8, Channel 5 to actually take care of their own parents, Mr. Speaker. And then they say that the baby boomer is in comparison with this. But I say, how does the government does not infringe in baby boomer is because that married couples do have sex to bring their children, to give birth to children, and that's not infringing because it is already happening. And now I'll move on to no man. And now I would like to bring on to say that money is better spent in this economic recession. It is right, and this is why that we should not actually put in more resources to actually this issue which can be easily settled by children because they have enough capacity, and the government should actually solve more severe problems like economic problems like unemployment, inflation, no sir. And all these are actually given, and our budget has actually gone up, and we have already exceeded our budget, and we have actually gone into national reserve. And how are we actually going to come up with all this money to actually fund this proposal proposed by the government? And then I would also like to talk about the expertise of children. And we say that the government is proposing that the children take care of them by themselves. No old folks, because this is an Asian culture, sir. And how are they going to do it? We see in Singapore, there's so many professionals, accountants, lawyers, doctors. Do they actually have enough, other than doctors, enough expertise to actually take care of their parents? No, sir. They don't. Like accountants, like lawyers, they do not have. Yes, ma'am.
Parents take care of their children. Do they need to have expertise to take care of their children? Sometimes the children must have expertise to take care of their parents.
Yeah. You see, it is a different thing of taking care because the parents, like you say, are sick, but the children, are they sick at all? They are not. They are actually healthy, and yeah. And so I'm actually looking at the expertise of children. So the accountants and the lawyers have no expertise to take care. Like what if they commit negligence in taking care of their parents? Wouldn't that have more adverse conditions to what previous to pyromedical conditions? No matter to pyromedical conditions they actually already have, like no sir, like high blood pressure. Wouldn't they, like, for example, what if there's a heart attack? Would they have the knowledge to actually deal with that? But why not leave it to the old folks home, like what is already happening in these professionals, and they actually have the knowledge. No, sit down. They actually have knowledge to deal with such conditions, and these parents are actually on the hands of professionals. And what I'm saying is that it is actually already caring for their parents by putting them into these homes, because we are paying for the bills, and these bills are not cheap, and they compose perhaps 30% of a normal Singaporean with the income, and that is why we should all leave it.
We think that if the modern people will actually be smart enough to actually be able to assess their parent condition, and if they're in need of help, we would then naturally hire someone to look after and not let them die in the bed themselves.
Would circumstances permit them to all this? Would the circumstances permit them to actually go in and say, "Oh, my parent is sick at this moment"? Do they have the time? They are all professionals. They all are busy with work. Do they have enough time to go ahead? Oh yes, sir.
Yeah, so basically that is why the government is providing them this incentive to hire nurses, private nurses that would help in any of these kind of problems that will happen.
Sir, there's actually enough incentive like tax rebates in this economic situation. We give them higher after-tax money to spend, and this money is up to them to spend, like what my first speaker has said, it is a freedom. And the government is actually imposing another contract that, the children must take care. And do they have the capacity to take care? Like I've said, no sir. Do they actually have the enough time, knowledge to actually take care of their parents? They do not have, because they're so busy with their work, and moreover they have to take care of their wife, their children. Do they actually have enough time?
So,
Okay, sure.
yeah. So basically, if you're talking about tax rebates and all that stuff, it provides well for their family and children. But basically,
No.
basically, the standard of living in Singapore is very high. It's very
And
high.
that's precisely why the government
family
should not be providing more incentive, because the people are rich enough to actually pay for their parents. Like you said, it is an Asian culture. They should have the moral values to actually do it. And I do not see why the reason why the government is proposing this, while there are actually enough in the status quo, and this is why this motion should fall.